time. Please ignore.
If you can hear any snuffles.
I wonder if you can see her.
Hi.
It is time.
Okay, all right. Rose, what has put you in this mood?
Rose! It is currently July 6th and we got home on February 20th.
It's time to go again.
We're booking a trip. Now, we were actually already booked a trip.
That's true. That's a domestic one. I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, we're going to Adelaide in like 3 weeks. But we're going international again. So, what are we booking?
So, we're gonna move to England.
We're gonna try.
Yeah.
We actually got this visa 4 years ago, but we had it cancelled because of COVID. So we're pretty sure, we're like 99.9% sure we can get it again. We're booking flights first because for various reasons, we can't get the visa for like another 3 or 4 months or something.
Yeah.
So maybe less, maybe like 3 months.
Yeah.
So we're booking flights because it's cheap and honestly, we need something to look forward to.
Since we've gotten home, well actually since we left London in
in
November, I'm pretty sure we said at the end of that video how sad we were to be leaving London.
Yeah, because we filmed at the airport.
Yeah, or on the train.
No, we filmed
at the airport,
yeah. And I remember just being like devastated.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we're leaving London. We are
our 4th or 5th time being on this trip. Every time we've left, I've been like, it's okay because we're coming back.
and we will be back for sure.
And so we've decided to just go for it.
Ever since then, like we've been talking about it since November and we were like, should we move to London? And then we just thought it was like sadness because we were leaving London. And then we were in Canada and we were like, nah, it's probably just like because we're sad. And then we got home and we were like, oh, it's probably just because we're home and we're sad. And now it's July and we're like, no, we still want to move to London.
We have just decided
To do it.
that we're gonna, we basically decided that we would regret it more if we never tried.
Yep.
If we move and it doesn't work,
At least
we tried.
Yep. We think we're going to book an exciting stopover on the way because we've obviously done research already.
Yes.
So we've looked at a couple of stopover options. We think we know what we're doing. So we're just
What should still take us like 5 hours to do this.
Hopefully it doesn't take us 5 hours, but if it does, we've started at 2:30. So we've got time.
Yeah.
So watch it slowly get darker and darker and we're just sitting here.
I know. We've already done all of our research. We know there's like 2 more things we need to double check
Yep.
for the stopover place. So hopefully we can do it quickly.
All right, so we're gonna do a time lapse of us booking our flight.
All right, it's been half an hour.
Yeah.
We haven't really made any progress.
No, it's just sort of gone backwards.
We had a plan of like a stopover and we'd looked up flight prices. So we knew a rough idea and we knew because we looked that up like over a month ago now,
Yeah.
that they probably would have gone up a bit.
Yeah.
But they've gone up $400 per person, which is actually like a significant difference.
It is. And
It's like they've gone up another 30% of what they were.
yeah. It was only going to cost us $300 extra to do the stopover, and now it's like
$700 extra,
Yeah.
yeah. Now we don't know what to do.
I don't know. We'll get to London, but will we get there with the stopover?
Yeah, and now I'm considering would we just
Go
do
from
the stopover
London.
as a trip.
Don't know.
Lots of decisions to make. Okay, we've made a choice, but now we have another hurdle, which is that we haven't actually changed our name since we got married, but we want to.
We're going
So we're booking our flights in names that we don't actually have yet. There's a whole like reason we haven't changed our names. I won't get into the whole story, but there's a reason we haven't done it yet, but we're going to in the next like month or so. Yeah. But it is nerve-wracking booking a flight in a name that is not our name.
Yeah, it is. It's a bit stressful.
You would think that we hadn't travelled for 15 months straight with the amount that we are stressing over booking a flight.
We were just like, hold on, because I think we explained that like the name we're booking with isn't our legal name at the moment.
Currently,
but it will be in January. But that means like the card doesn't match our name, and we were just like, do you need to show your credit card when you like check in? And we're like, no. It doesn't matter if the card name doesn't match the booking name, but for some ungodly reason we're just like, hang on.
We're just overthinking everything. Anyway, we're at the putting the details in stage.
This is so exciting. I actually hate booking flights. It's probably one of my least favorite parts of booking a trip. I hate it. I get so stressed. Me and Krissie are kind of the people that are like, we overthink everything. Like
we just double check everything. Like I just spent a solid like 10 seconds staring at my first name to make sure it was spelled correctly.
We double check the total, like what's in your basket, like 100. It's like every time you go to the new step, we're like, let's make sure it's the right flight, make sure it's the right time. Is it the right airport? Is this Sydney, Australia, not Sydney, Canada? Anyway, we're gonna book it.
This is why two people with anxiety should not be together.
It's been almost an hour and a half and we haven't booked a single thing. I'm shaking. Am I doing it?
Yeah. Come on, Kathy.
Oh my god. We did it. We're going to... Hold on a second. Oh my god, it's under 200 days.
So now I guess we need to actually tell people.
Oh my god.
We've told people that we're considering it. We haven't told anyone, really, how deeply we were considering it.
Oh my god, we're actually going. Okay, it's been maybe like 18 hours.
Yes.
We're wearing the same things.
We are.
We're in the same spot.
Yes, you'll just have to believe us that it's the next day.
Yeah, it is. I don't even remember the last clip we filmed. I think it was just like saying that we booked out Europe, like our flights to London.
Yeah, and then we had a small panic. Not like a real panic, but just like we've actually booked the flights, now we need to figure out everything else.
Yeah, I know, because it's like we haven't just booked flights and then we're going. It's like we have to change our names, we have to get new passports, and we have to get a visa.
Yeah, and then we have to consider like where are we going to live, what jobs are we going to do, all that kind of stuff.
There's so many things.
Which we're making it sound like we haven't considered that. We have. We've already thought everything through.
I'm just stressed about doing it. Other exciting news is that yesterday when we were talking about our like stopover, and then we didn't really talk about it, but we ended up not doing the stopover on the way because it's like way quicker and easier to get to the place you're going on an express than it is to stop. And
also, when we originally looked it up, we found a pretty good deal with the stopover.
Yeah.
But when we looked yesterday, that had gone up in price, and then we found a cheaper than we'd originally found, more direct flight. So instead of it being like an extra couple of $100 to go via the stopover, it became like $900 more to do that, and it just didn't make sense anymore. We ended up booking direct with Cathay Pacific via Hong Kong, and it was like $970 each,
yeah.
Which is really good from Australia to London.
Yeah. So we are still going to the stopover destination. We're just going to London first. So we are going to Turkey, country number 32. 32. Which is very exciting. So we're going to be in London for a week and then we're going to go to Turkey and just like we're just going to pretend we aren't there to work just for a couple of weeks.
So far all we've booked is flights to and from Istanbul.
We are so excited. We just booked insurance, so it's all go. I'm so excited to go to a new country.
Yeah, and to move to England.
The fact that 11 months and 1 day, I think, after we got home from Hawaii, we're going to be getting on a plane again.
Didn't even make it another year at home.
To go overseas. So yeah, it's very exciting. And that's our update. I don't know when our next update will be.
Maybe we'll film when we do our visas and stuff.
But yeah, see you when we next have something to update you on.
Hello
from several months later.
Enjoy all these dogs.
Yeah, we're at a dog park.
We're just heading home from the dog park. We're trying to remember when we last filmed for this vlog, and I think it was when we booked our flights to England and then to Turkey.
Yeah, so quite a while ago.
A couple of months ago.
Yeah, so we've just been like, we had to both get new passports because they were like expiring. Turns out the Australian passport is the second most expensive passport in the world. Thank you, Australia.
But we were also told it would take up to 6 weeks to get it, and it took 2 weeks and 2 days.
Yes.
So I'm counting that as a win.
Yes, that was a win.
But those passports arrived today.
Yep.
About 5 hours ago.
Yep.
And since then, we have just sat down and done the visa application.
Yes. And we thought we'd just quickly run you through it because there were some bits you had to prepare.
Yeah, you can save it and come back to it, but it's easier if you know what you're getting into.
Yeah, it took us 2 hours.
Ish, yeah.
I reckon if you really rushed through it, you could do it in like 45 minutes to an hour, but like
it really depends.
It costs a lot of money and you don't want to rush it.
Yeah, and there's questions that like they just take a while, and so if you've done the things that you need to answer those questions for, you're just gonna have to sit there and do it.
Yeah.
One of which is
so number one,
questions about which countries you've been to.
Yes.
So if you have been to the UK before, also this is for the youth mobility visa. I don't know if we've actually said that's specifically the one we're doing. So for the youth mobility visa, it will ask you if you've ever been to the UK, and then it will ask you for the details of when you entered the UK the last 3 times you went. We've both been more than 3 times, so we had to do that. It will then ask you whether you've been to, it's like just a group of countries. It's like some European countries, the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. Maybe something else, I don't know. But like, a group of countries.
Yeah.
And if you've been to any of those, it will ask you for the last 2 times of those dates that you entered the country. And then, this is really the kicker.
Yeah.
It will ask you, so excluding those countries it's already asked you about, if you've been to any other country in the last 10 years, and the specific date you entered and exited that country.
Yeah, and you have to, unlike the last 2 where you only had to, like, we've been to the UK more than 3 times, but we only had to list 3. This one you have to list every single country that's not in this specific group for the last 10 years. So if you've traveled a lot, you have to list every single time.
Like if perhaps you've done a 15-month world trip.
Yes.
Thankfully, a lot of the countries we went to were in that first or second group.
Yeah. But
it did take a while.
And then lastly, it asks you for, if you've been in the UK before, it asks you for if you ever had to see a doctor or go to hospital, like not just like a pharmacy, like if you
actually
went to an
see
appointment,
a medical professional,
you need proof that you paid for that appointment. So I went on exchange 8 years ago, saw a doctor for a rash, and I had to prove that I had paid a medical appointment 8 years ago. Luckily, insurance gave me like a confirmation of payment email, and I was able to just like upload that. But that's a pain. That's a real pain.
Yeah.
So if you've ever had medical attention in the UK in the last, or ever, have proof.
Yes.
Find proof somewhere.
But like overall, I would say like there are a few like fiddly things like that, but it's overall not too hard.
It's not the worst. Everything's online apart from getting your biometrics fingerprints done, but like you book that online, you pay for everything online, it's secure and safe, and you get emails, and nothing seemed too complicated.
No. So we are now together approximately $7,400 poorer.
Oh.
Should have been about $7,200, but they come up with their own exchange rate, which is not quite the same as any other exchange rate. But you literally don't have another option, so
it'll be worth it for the experience.
Yep.
Hopefully.
It should be. We have to go get our biometrics done next week, which is basically they take your fingerprint and your photo, just for their records. And then we wait up to 3 weeks to find out if we've gotten approved. We got approved last time we tried before COVID, so
Don't see any reason why.
fingers crossed it works again this time. And then
That's the
and
visa.
then we're ready to go.
Oh my god, that's everything done.
We just need accommodation now when we arrive, but that should be pretty easy to do.
Exciting!
It is biometrics day.
We're in the park that we were in our very last trip, so
Yes.
not really branching out a lot.
No, we're on our way to the bus stop. We thankfully live in a capital city.
Yep.
Which is where the biometrics collection centres are. If you don't, you have to travel to one, which is kind of a pain.
Yeah, and if you apply from a country that doesn't have one or isn't in the visa program or something, you have to change country to get to your appointment. So luckily, it's like a 30-minute journey for us.
Yes. We basically go in, but this is from memory from last time. We will update you if this is not correct. But from what we understand, we go in, they take our fingerprints, they take our photo, they double check all of our documents.
They take our passports?
And then they take our passports and then we leave and then we come back and get our passports in a few weeks. So we'll see if the process is the same 4 and a bit years later.
Yeah.
Almost 5 years later, actually. Crazy.
That's insane. But yeah, we're excited because from this day, it's only 3 weeks
Yeah.
maximum
until we get the
our
visas.
visa. And we can finally relax.
Yeah.
We can stop thinking
Fretting.
about admin.
Yeah, this is going to be the last thing we need to do.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. All right.
That's it.
Biometrics are submitted. It was mostly the same as we remembered.
Yeah.
But annoyingly, last time we did it, you had the option to come and pick up your passport at the end for free. They don't offer that anymore.
Nope.
You have to pay $33 to have it couriered to your house.
I was like, can I just pick it up? And she was like, no, not for standard service, only for priority. And I was like, okay, great. Amazing. And also, I had a different woman, and my woman just said, I'll be charging you $4 to get the notification when it's ready. And I was like, okay. And then Krissie's one said, would you like to pay $4 to get the notification, or will you just check your email? And Krissie was like, I'll just check my email. And she said, okay. So thanks to my woman. I wasn't expecting to pay another $37, but whatever. It's
That's all right.
done.
This is one of those things where they will just keep asking you for money and you just have to keep paying it. You don't have another choice. Yeah, fingers crossed that in 3 to 6 weeks. Yeah, well, mine said 3 to 6 weeks.
I thought she said 3 weeks to me, but
I guess we'll find out. We'll keep you updated.
it's coming.
Very stressfully, there was a guy there he came in and he was like, hi, I paid for priority for my passport, but it still hasn't arrived yet. I think he said he got it 3 weeks ago. He applied 3 weeks ago, which is how long it's meant to normally take. So priority should be a lot quicker. And they were like, yeah, no, we haven't gotten any word from it yet. And he was like, my flight is tomorrow. So Godspeed to that guy. I hope you get that visa because they have his passport.
Oh,
right?
My
It's not
God.
even.
He can't even leave.
It's not even the visa that's the problem because you can apply for you can redo the visa and get that another flight. They have his passport.
Oh my.
And his flight is tomorrow. I could never.
That's horrible. I mean,
technically you're allowed to leave it that late, but we were a little stressed applying for our visa 4.5 months before we're
that's
leaving.
what I was going to say. I was a little stressed applying in September to leave in January. And this guy, oh boy.
Look, good luck to him.
Godspeed.
All right, so last we spoke was on Tuesday when we went to do our biometrics.
Yep.
And they told us it would be 3 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
What day is it?
Friday.
And what did we just get?
We got our passports back.
It took 3 days.
We got them so quickly that I don't even have the email confirming we got we didn't know until we got the text yesterday.
Yeah, that the courier was coming.
The courier was coming, and we were like, so I guess they're confirmed.
Well, and then we were like, did they just get rejected? That was so quick.
Yeah.
Were they just absolutely not send the passports back? But no, there are visas in those passports.
Oh my God, that is so quick.
Not visas.
Yeah.
But the little thing that allows us to enter the UK
And then we
collect
pick
our
up
visas.
Yeah. Insane. Also a bit confusing because we know there's a like e-visa situation coming in early 2025, and
I think it's from the 1st of January, isn't it?
yeah, but we've been told we have to pick up our physical ones.
Yeah.
So
even though we're not getting there till
later in 2025.
yeah, February.
So we'll let you know what happens, because we don't know if we're picking up physical ones or if it's just going to be the e-visa. But
yeah, because obviously no one's had to do that yet.
yeah,
I think from what it sounded like, we're going to have to collect the physical one and use that information to create an account online. But we'll keep you updated when we move to England, which is now officially happening.
It's happening!
Anyway, we're going to leave this video here because that's pretty much everything that we needed to do to secure our move to England. So we will see you again soon with more updates on not the logistical side of it, just the like the packing, the everything we need to buy.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we need to like cancel and
the adulting part of it.
yeah.
I don't know at what point we're going to do this, but we are going to try and transition to more of like a weekly vlog style, rather than like thematic vlogs, because it's just easier to keep track of, honestly, if it's just what we're actively doing.
Yeah.
So we will probably do that soon, but we will see you soon for that. Thank you for watching.
Follow us on Instagram. We've also got a blog.
We
Check
do.
out our blog.
We will actually be posting probably eventually quite a bit on
Yeah,
how to move to England from Australia.
definitely. But for now, we have 50 posts and so many places we've been.
Yeah.
Things to do, public transport guides.
Yeah, so that's all linked in the description below if you want to check that out. But for now, we will leave you and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.